Namaste. My name is Amber Jean, and today we are going to go through a prenatal yoga practice. So just to give you a little bit of my background, I took a prenatal yoga teacher training down in Yogaville at Swami Sachidananda's ashram. And I also have two children of my own who I had natural childbirth with. I've also studied Ashtanga Yoga and the Rocket for almost 20 years. So when you're beginning your prenatal yoga practice, this practice is designed for the second and third trimester. You can practice this practice all the way up until the time you give birth. However, the first trimester is one of the most delicate times for the fetus to become fully attached into the womb. And so it's not recommended to overexert yourself in the first trimester. So we're going to begin just with some basic stretches as I continue just to talk about some of the guidelines of prenatal yoga. You can begin just in a comfortable cross-leg position. You can sit on a pillow, especially if you're later in pregnancy, and make sure you're comfortable. We're going to start just with some wrist rolls and just start to loosen up your joints. The type of breath that we're going to be practicing in prenatal yoga is an abdominal breath. So take your hands to your belly. And as you inhale, feel your belly getting bigger. And as you exhale, hug your baby in. Hug it into the womb. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, hug it into the womb. Inhale, expand. And exhale, pull it in. So this hugging in on the exhale is actually perfectly safe for your baby, and it's good for your abdominal muscles to stay in touch with those muscles during this pregnancy. Now let's do some free movements and just start to circle your body, inhaling and exhaling. Good, and go the other way, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Another thing that's useful for prenatal is if you have props, this might be a good time to order props if you don't have them already, but having some blocks and a bolster. These are great props to help you be more comfortable. This practice is all about getting you prepared for labor and delivery. Take your fingertips to your shoulders. Inhale, lift your elbows and roll back. Good. And so these chest openers are really important, especially as the chest gets bigger, the breasts enlarge. Preparing for milk production. You may feel a lot of heaviness in the front of your body, and especially even after the baby's born and you're always in this forward position. So we really want to do lots of things to open the chest, open the heart. Good, deep breaths. And let's go ahead and take our legs out in front of us. So just real comfortable. Sits bones back as much as you can. Roll your feet around. Roll your ankles. Take your hands to your knees and massage around the kneecaps. So as you go through your pregnancy, your blood volume will actually double. And that's why you may notice a little bit of swelling in the joints and the feet. And we want to get the blood flowing, so breathing and massaging around the hips. Good, more for our chest. Reach forward and pull your elbows back. elbows back, shoulders down, reach forward and pull back. Good. Hands down, tucking chin to chest. Release the back of your neck. Roll your ear to your right shoulder. Take a nice soothing breath. So during this practice, if you want to close your eyes for part of it, feel free to close your eyes. Roll your chin back to your chest and roll over to the left. Roll your chin back to your chest and roll over to the right, noticing the subtleties of where you're holding on to tension. Good, so be careful, we're not crunching back in the neck. We're just simply rolling to one side, forward, and to the other. Very loose and flowing. Good. So now we've done a couple warm-ups, and we're going to come up onto our hands and our knees. So this position is the cat-cow, and this is a great position for you to take pressure out of the lower back. During labor and delivery, if you have back pain, come onto your forearms, rest your forehead down, keep your hips lifted. So here we are here, and just get familiar with that position. So come down, keep your hips lifted, stack your hands on top of each other, and this is a great way if you don't have props. You can use your hands and keep the hips lifted. Good, relax your lower back. Good. And now we're going to focus on some Kegel exercises. So these exercises are lifting your pelvic floor and releasing it. Lifting up into the birth canal and releasing. And see if you can do 5 of these. So these are deep inside the birth canal. Close your eyes, focus on relaxing, and lift and release. 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 Good. And then we'll come back up into full cat-cow. So now we're going to involve some organic movement. So this is a lot different than a lot of other yoga practices. You're going to bring your hands forward and you're just going to work your hips in a circle. Deep breath. Oxygenate. Go the other way. Deep breath. And now broaden your knees. So take your knees, widen them apart, as wide as your mat. See if you can sit down on your feet and then fold forward. So you've got lots of room for your baby, room to relax and let go. Good. So if that's too much for you and you do have maybe even a pillow or a bolster, you can reach and you can hug the pillow and bolster. Good. Now we're going to practice some more Kegels. So I call these quickie. So we want to lift and release all the way up to the cervix. So quickie is we're going to do 10 at a little bit of a faster pace. Ready? Relax the area of the birth canal first. Take a soothing breath. And now we're going to begin 10 quickie Kegels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. Good. And now we're going to do a hold. So now we're going to lift the pelvic floor muscles And we're gonna hold it for 5 counts. So be careful you don't hold your breath though. So first take a deep breath in. And I like to exhale, Kegel, and hold. Continue to breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly release the birth canal. Good, and relax. Take a deep breath, and if you need to take a sip of water during this practice, please do. Okay, so we're gonna come back up onto hands and knees, and just basic cat-cow now. Look up, let your back curve a bit. And now hug your baby. So practice your abdominal breathing. Practice hugging your baby into the womb. Hugging in, hugging in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round your back. Good, hug in the womb, hug in your baby. Take your right foot back for a calf stretch. Press your heel back, press back. Deep breath. Really great for the whole calf muscle. And let's switch sides, other side, press back. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. And bring both knees down. And now take your right foot and bring it forward. So what I'm doing here is when you bring your foot forward, angle it out, and let it come a bit wide. So all the way to the edge of the mat. And now you can do some organic movement for this hip, inhaling and exhaling. Good, loosen up, and then you can just stay in this half squat position and maybe come down to your forearms if you're practicing. Otherwise, keep your hands flat. All right, so as you're stretching, there's another thing to keep in mind. You want to be careful you don't overstretch, because as you go through this pregnancy, go ahead and come out on the side. You're going to begin to secrete different hormones. Begin on the other side and start your circle. So some of these hormones, like relaxin, they actually prepare your body to open up for the labor. And they can make your joints and ligaments softer than normal. So be very careful you don't overstretch. Going in a circle, remember to breathe. Come down onto a deeper stretch, staying in the lunge, maybe coming down to your forearms. Maybe doing a gentle Kegel to prevent overstretching in the pelvic floor. Good, and coming back up onto hands and knees. All right, so we'll take our right foot forward, and we're gonna come up with our hands on our leg, okay? So I want everyone to get off the floor really slow so you don't strain yourself. So use your legs, curl your back toes under, and stand up tall, keeping an upright position in the heart. Good. So now that we're in standing, we're gonna stand with the feet hip distance, hands to the hips, beginning some nice big circles. Free movement. Go the other way. Loosen up. Good. Loosen your arms. Backward strokes. Inhaling and exhaling. Loosen up your arms. So this next position is called the ragdoll, and this is preparing you for that completely surrender that you want to have and be well practiced in between contractions. So let your knees soften the knees, soften the arms, let your whole body loose, loosen your jaw, and ragdoll. The more your face relaxes, the more the rest of the body will relax. Good. And now coming up and standing tall, check in with your posture. So as the baby's growing, what happens is the weight starts to push the pelvis back, and this causes a lot of lower back problems. So what you want to do is you want to drop the tailbone down a bit. So if you take your hands on your back, gently drop and tuck just a bit and feel like your baby is lifted. Take your hands onto your belly and take some deep abdominal breaths in through the nose. Exhale, pull in your belly. Feel your feet hip distance and grounded. This is a time to connect with Earth and Mother Nature. Good. Remembering all of our ancestors have been giving birth for centuries, and you're going to be able to do it too. It's one of the most natural things in our human existence. Big abdominal breath and hug in. Good. Standing tall. Let's go ahead and do a few standing poses today. So let's start with a warrior. So if you come to the front of your mat, and you stand with your feet hip distance, step your left foot back about 3 feet. Bend your knee so your hips square forward. Again, tailbone down. Inhale, bring in your warrior. Bring in strength for this pregnancy. Strength for labor and delivery. Lengthen your neck, look slightly up. Push into your back foot. Good, and take your right arm forward, your other arm back, warrior B. Being careful not to overdo it. Good, and release. Face forward. We're going to do a goddess between sides. So for this position, our toes point out and we bend the knees. So here, push your knees out a bit. Push them out, push them out. Good. Lift your pelvic floor. Good. Use your goddess arms now. Make them look like cactuses. Embracing Mother Earth, embracing your inner goddess. Straighten the legs. Let's pivot to the left side. So make sure that your feet are evenly distributed. So step the right foot off to the right so the hips can square. Knee over ankle in the front leg and arms reach up, inhaling. Abdominal breath. Feed your baby. Oxygenate your blood. Gather your strength, open to warrior B. Good, right arm back, this is warrior B. Knee stays pushed over to the pinky toe edge of the foot. Good, and coming out. And you can take a moment to shake out your legs, shake it all out, shake out your arms. Good, free movement. Open your feet, some more hip circles. Pretend you're giving your baby a nice little ride. Go both directions. The more you bend the knees, the bigger the circles will be. So we're going to go back into seated. We're going to go back closer to the floor now. So to get down into seated, let's inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold. If you have your blocks, we'll take a couple breaths here. You can use your blocks. Look up and fold. Feet hip distance. Again, being very organic and natural in your body. Good. Bending the knees, turning the toes out to the sides. We're going to come to full squat. So now, let's take these blocks. Bring them back behind your feet. Good. And see if you can sit down onto the blocks. Okay? There we are. So we're a lot closer to the floor now. Just take your time. Knees wide apart. Bring your palms together at your heart. Close your eyes and prepare for 10 quickie kegels. Here we go. Lift the pelvic floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And now let's hold one. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Lift, engage, squeeze. You can do it. Lift to the birth canal. Lift to the cervix. Slowly. Good job. All right, we're going to take these blocks, push them to the side, sitting down with the soles of the feet together, and more free movement, big circles. Go the other way. Keeping your feet in Baddha Konasana or butterfly. Bring them a little bit further forward. You have a nice big diamond, and we're going to round our back and bring our head to the feet. Surrendering to this practice, surrendering to the natural process of birth. Soften your face and let go. Good. Bring your legs out. One leg out in front of you. Fold one foot in. And as we do a gentle twist, your hand is going to cross towards where your bent knee is. Practice your abdominal breath. Bring one hand behind you. Very gentle twist. Gazing back. Keep your hips down and grounded. Good, and let's switch sides. Here we go. Gonna raise up the opposite arm to the bent knee, cross over, look back. Good for your kidneys. And organs. And inhale and look forward and release. Okay. So this is our part 1 of our prenatal series. Stay tuned for more routines and more exercises that you can practice. We're going to seal in the energy today with Yoga Mudra. So for our Yoga Mudra, we're going to bring our first finger and thumb together, lace the other 3 fingers, and close your eyes. Bring all your focus to your third eye. Feel the effects of your practice. Feel a deeper connection to your baby that's growing inside the womb. Feel the strength of all the mothers that have come before us, giving us strength. Like to rest, you can use a pillow or a bolster. We're going to lay on our left side, okay? Left side. So left side, take your knee, bring it under the bolster, completely on your side. Sometimes tuck a little blanket underneath your belly, especially if you're later in pregnancy. Close your eyes and soften your body. Soften your feet. Soften your hands. Take that soft feeling all the way up through your body. Softening your shoulders, softening your face. Visualize white light around your baby in the womb. Hold and cradle your baby in white light. And feel yourself surrounding yourself with white light. Rest, letting go of your thoughts, being present, watching your breath slow down. Surrendering and letting go. Completely relax your jaw and your face. Relax your throat. Feel everything relaxing and letting go. And as we come back to our breath, feel a new sense of rejuvenation. Wiggling your toes and fingers. Gently bringing yourself out of Shavasana. Rakshaman, Om Pahiman, Om Rakshaman. Mother guide us, Mother protect us, Mother guide us, Mother bless us, Mother blesses you. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Namaste.